Welcome to Sense of Style. I'm Stuart. I'm talking about my ride or die fragrances today, but not all ride or die fragrances are created equal. Something like this, Dior Homme Parfum. I absolutely love it. Definitely a ride or die. The problem with it, though, is it's something that's formal, it's discontinued, and it's more of a cold weather scent, and so I don't reach for it much. Today, I'm talking about 8 ride or die fragrances that I reach for on a regular basis. These are fragrances that I both love and adore, and I actually wear. That's a hell of a combination. Fragrance number 1 I've never talked about before on the channel. It's relatively new. I've only had it for a month, and it's not something I ever would have thought would have been here. It's Lorenzo Villoresi's Musk. And the only reason I got this was because I'm always looking up celebrity fragrances. The problem with that, though, is they're usually either paid to wear a fragrance or it's the same kind of thing. Green Irish Tweed, Santal 33. When you get a fragrance that's from an obscure Italian house, it comes from 1995, and it is unabashedly Brad Pitt's signature scent. I got really curious, and so I grabbed a bottle. I did not expect to like it anywhere near as much as I do, but I absolutely love it. It's essentially 4 things. It's a rose note. It starts off a little feminine, but there's a ton of musk in it. It's called musk. So the musk takes it more in a masculine direction. Then you get a nice powdery sandalwood mixed with a 1995 vanilla, which is more of a toned down vanilla, not super sweet, just a hint of sweetness, and I reach for it all the time. Performance here is 6 hours longevity, moderate projection, but very noticeable. The thing about it, though, is the price. Because it came out in 1995 in its obscure Italian house, you can get it for $92 for 100 milliliters as a tester, or $110 for full presentation. It is a niche house. It smells niche. That's amazing buy. Now, there are 2 reasons why you might not like it. Yes, it's from 1995, and if that date bugs you, it doesn't bug me. It doesn't smell old in the slightest. The second reason is more important. It is a truly unisex scent. It doesn't lean masculine. It doesn't lean feminine. If you're okay with that, like I am, this is a hell of a purchase, and I do reach for it like almost every day since I got it. Fragrance number 2 is my favorite clone by far. It's Fragrance World's Starman Nebula, and it clones Thierry Mugler's Pure Malt, which was the very first designer fragrance that had any amount of boozy feel. But the beautiful thing about it is, even though it's boozy, it's still really appealing, and you can still get compliments. So the booze comes from a combination of malt and whiskey. So it's got a mild whiskey boozy feel to it that makes it masculine, but you've got a lot of sweetness. There's vanilla, there's fruit, there's a little bit of coffee. That balances it out perfectly and makes it wearable. And I couldn't believe the first time I got a compliment with it. But it's easy to get compliments with it because the performance is really good. Longevity is really good. Like 6 to 8 hours on most people. Projections like, 4 to 6 feet. It's not one of those moderate projectors. It's just a really good clone. And if you're one of those guys out there that you only buy expensive fragrances, and I know you're out there, I know there are a few of them, I think this is the one fragrance you might want to make an exception for, because even though it's like $35 and it's got a horrific looking bottle, it's a phenomenal scent. It's impossible to find pure malt anywhere. This, I think, is an exception when it comes to clones. Now, while you can wear Starman Nebula in every season but summer, Fahrenheit Le Parfum is more of a cool weather scent. It's just fall and winter, but I reach for it all the time in the fall, and it's one of those ones, not only do I reach for it, I absolutely love wearing it. It's a fragrance, or one of many, that after Francois Demachy left Dior, I'm starting to see that it wasn't Dior that I loved. It was Demachy. What he did here was absolutely fantastic to take that original Fahrenheit DNA, which is a lot of violet leaf and leather, that petrol gasoline vibe, which I think of as like a masculine leather jacket feel, and turn it into a masculine silk shirt fragrance that's much more widely appealing, especially to young guys. I've noticed that a couple of young reviewers online have said they don't like the original Fahrenheit, but they love this. It makes complete sense to me because of the way Demachy smoothed it out. But the great thing is the original Fahrenheit DNA, the leather and the violet leaf, is still there. What he did, though, was he added a lot of vanilla, which you got to do these days. He added licorice, rum, and a nice combination of coriander and cumin that gives it a nice, soft, spicy feel. It's almost a gourmand if a petrol-based fragrance can be a gourmand. When I talk about Dior fragrances that have been out for a while that were Dimashi creations, it just reminds me of the good old days when he was still around making masterpieces like this. Fragrance number 4 was my best purchase of 2024. It is consistently on Fragrantica's greatest fragrance of all time list, always in the top 25. 3 of 7 times it was in the top 20. It's Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. And the only reason I didn't get this any earlier was I do think this fits a little bit outside of the Ideal line because it's got a powdery sophistication that I didn't expect. I owned the Eau de Toilette, and the Eau de Toilette, it's sharp, it's sweet, it's leathery, and it's masculine, and it projects a ton, but I didn't see it as sophisticated. I liked it, but everyone kept saying, oh, this is nice, and it's got a powdery feel to it, and I didn't believe them, and then I got it, and I was like, oh my God, it's the combination of sandalwood and vanilla here that really creates a powdery feel, a sophisticated feel. Then I got the extreme version. It is also like the EDT, it is more sharp, it is more thin. This is thick and powdery and beautiful. It's still plenty masculine, even though there's got that powdery element. You're going to get incense and leather, but you're also going to get cherry, vanilla, and almond, making it a perfect balance between masculine and sophisticated. This is an absolute masterpiece. I absolutely love it. This is signature scent worthy, and maybe one day it will be. Fragrance number 5 has been discontinued, so I'm going to be short and brief. This is Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense, and this is on every single fragrance list that I talk about fragrances I wear a lot because I wear this a ton. And this is really going to affect me when I run out. Thank God I got a big bottle. The weird thing about it is I saw a comment that I've never seen for the first time on Fragrantica, the 61 upvotes. It says, it's perfect for people with reserved personalities. That's me. Like, I am pretty much a reserved person in many aspects of my life, and it really does fit. It's kind of different, though, than the original Prada Amber Pour Homme, which is soapy. This is, yeah, kind of soapy, but it's a lot darker, and it is a little bit more formal. It's more like, instead of wearing it at work at a board meeting, you might want to go to like a cocktail party or something. It's a nighttime scent for sure. And one thing that I really like about it, and another fragrance, Paco Rabanne, kind of a very different vibe here, but Paco Rabanne Pure Excess, is that both have a ton of myrrh. They're considered to be myrrh bombs. And while this also has a couple of other resins, it's got amber and labdanum, but myrrh is a darker, not quite as sweet resin. So I think it would suit the more formal aspect really well. And so, yeah, this is a myrrh bomb. I love myrrh, and this is when I realized that I did love it. And then you've also got a lot of patchouli, another fairly dark note. It's kind of bright, though. There's a saffron element. Really good performance. I said I was going to be brief, but I really do love this fragrance. This was really, really, really one of my favorites, and it's one I pick up all the time. If you watch a lot of fragrance YouTube, guaranteed you've at least heard of this. Chances are you have a bottle. It's Mercedes-Benz Club Black. It's just a really nice, reasonably priced. This is still in the $50 range. Masculine vanilla scent that just works. It performs really well. Like, I get 6 to 8 feet of projection. It lasts at least 6 hours, probably more. It's a vanilla and benzoin fragrance, so, you know, it's in style, but you've got an incense note that makes it masculine. There's a lot of ambroxan here, though. The ambroxan really helps with performance, with projection, with longevity. They just newly added the ambroxan note. I didn't realize there was any, but I should have known because the performance is so good. Kind of a cool bottle. It's cheap, but it is cool looking. I mean, yeah, this one is a staple, not just of me in terms of wearing it a lot, and this is more in the winter for me. I think for a lot of people, this one's a ride or die for a lot of people. Fragrance number 7 is a really good, inexpensive clone, but unlike some of the other fragrances I've talked about, what it cloning is not quite as popular as the sort of sweet fragrances. This is Khadlaj Shiyaaka. This is a clone of Reflection Man, and it's a really good clone. Now, Reflection Man is a lot of white florals, including iris. So this has iris, neroli, and jasmine, and It's got a rosemary note that gives it a minty feel. Now, I definitely get more of a clear, defined rosemary note with the original Reflection Man. This one is a little muted in that respect, but it's still really nice. It's powdery. It's got a good performance. It's just like Reflection Man came out in 2006. It's almost 20 years old, so it's not in the same style that everybody likes these days. But I do think as you mature, as you get older, a white floral feel, especially one that has a lot of iris, because I'm not a huge fan of the orange blossom, if I'm being honest, but the white floral feel really is good. It's got a sophisticated element to it. And this is a perfectly good clone that is definitely worth it. The only problem here was it did need to sit for about a month before I got decent performance. But, you know, once you do that, it's yours forever and it's going to be strong forever, and it is. Fragrance number 8 will be a surprise. I know it is not a popular fragrance with the general public forever. It has been at a really good price for sale, prominent on Fragrance Buy's site, and it's still there, so it's not moving. However, I think that's a mistake. This is Ralph's Club Le Parfum from Ralph Lauren, and the reason it's such a great fragrance is it's very, very similar to YSL Eau de Parfum, but it's a fraction of the price. You can get a tester of this for $45 right now. And the thing is, it's not going to make a difference in the presentation because it has a built-in cap. So the only thing that's going to be different is the box. And the similarities to YSL, I mean, it's overwhelmingly similar. Basically, you're going to get an apple and grapefruit note, so a citrusy apple off the top, very similar. You're going to get geranium and lavender in the mid. The only difference is this has more woods in the base. There's a cedar note that makes it slightly darker than YSL EDP, but the price is so amazing, like a third the price. And you know what the funny thing is? I've owned YSL EDP for a long time, but I never reach for it because of the, you know, the budgetary things. It's like, but I reach for this thing in the summer, especially like right now, I'm reaching for it all the time. So yeah, you might want to consider that. I think this is not sponsored either, by the way. I don't do that. If I did, I would have a notification. I just think it's a really good combination. It is slightly less in terms of longevity than YSL. It's not exactly as strong, but man, it's close. Anyway, yeah, I love topics like this. It's difficult though because I talk about these fragrances a lot, but every now and again you got to throw all the ones you really like into a video and talk about them. The big thing that bugs me though is the Amber Bour Homme Intense. That the discontinuation there, that really hurts because I know I'm going to run out soon and I'm going to have to do the whole eBay thing. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.